Rachel, and I'm back with week 16. As you can see, I've already got my photos printed and trimmed and kind of laid out where I think I might want them. I've also chosen some journaling cards from the April Pocket Life Kit from Citrus Twist Kits. And then I've chosen a couple things that need to be trimmed down for these two pockets. I've also got the rest of the kit supplies. I've pulled out a few things, some die cuts and bits that I think I might want to use, and I have the stamp, and then I also have some alphas. The alpha that came in the kit is this puffy sticker one that I love, but I've already used quite a lot of it, and there aren't any of the letters that I need for my title card. At least I may use it for some other things. So I have pulled out a few other options, and I'm just gonna play around and see what works best. So I'm gonna put you on fast forward and get started. So I'm just gonna start by trimming down those papers. This is a 6x8 paper that came in the April kit. It's an exclusive print from Citrus Twist Kits. I'm just cutting it down to 3x4 to fit in the pocket for my title card. And then this other one was a 4x6 card from the kit, and I'm just using really the grid side of it, and I'll use the other half for another project. So now I'm trying to decide which of these alpha stickers I want to use, and I've eliminated a couple. That one's not quite the right white, and the others, there was a gray one that just wasn't dimensional enough, and I decided to go with these gray thickers, and I have had them in my stash for a long time. They came from Tuesday Morning, which is pretty much where I get all of my thickers, and I haven't even used them, so it's about time that I broke them out and got them onto a page. And I'm also using my thickers placement tool. I also found it recently at Tuesday Morning, and I'm hoping that it will help me get some alpha stickers laid down more easily. I still don't have a tweezers, but for this page I managed to do without them just fine. So I stick the alphas and the numbers on the ruler to try and get them in the right place, and then I'm just going to move those numbers up to the edge so I can use the ruler to lay them down straight and in exactly the right place where I want them on the card. So once I get these stickers laid down, I want to add my dates for the week, and so I grab my rolling date stamp, and this is a roller date stamp that I got from the Target dollar spot quite a while ago, and I realized that the entire date isn't going to fit, so I'm going to have to use just the month and the day, which is fine. I can just carefully ink up half of the stamp, and this is a European date style stamp, so it's a bit easier to do it with one of these than with a traditional American style date stamp. So I get the two dates down without too much trouble, and I realize it's going to need something else. It just looks a little plain to me, and I thought maybe a stamp, but I couldn't really find one that would work. So I'm just going to set it aside and see if I can come up with something else as I work along. So now I'm just going to go through these die cuts that I had pulled out and see where I might want to use them. I know that I want to use that blue tag on the grid card because I know I want to include some hidden journaling, and I figure that's probably my best way to do it on this spread. And then I'm just going to go through the rest of these and put some of them down, and I'll put them down and take them off and just kind of play around and see what's going to work. I also know that I want to add more of that darker corally red color. It's on the one card in the middle to the right, and I know that I want to add some more of it throughout the spread. So I'm definitely paying attention to that and thinking about where I can put more of that on my spread. And then I find those two stars that are that blue color, which is perfect for the title card, so I lay those down there, and I think about adding a tab to one of the top cards, and I've chosen 3 of the little die cuts that have sort of a handwritten look. They're 3 different colors, but they all have the same sort of font, which I like having that spread out throughout the spread too. So now I'm just going to look through these leatherette stickers that came in the kit and see if there's anything on here that will work. I'm mostly looking at the phrases right now to see if there are any of the phrases there that will work better than the ones that I have on the spread. And then I'm going to do the same with the word stickers and just see if there's anything that I'll definitely want to include. So it's time to add my journaling before I do any more embellishing, just so I can make sure that I leave room for it. And I thought I would show you guys how I do the journaling with my typewriter on these little cards. So I just had a piece of scratch paper there and some double-sided tape, and I put a little bit of double-sided tape on the scratch paper, and then I just stick the card down to that, and it doesn't hurt the back of the card, or in this case tag. It leaves it just fine, and I don't have to put washi on it to cover up the adhesive like I used to do. So this has actually worked out really well, and I can use the same bit of tape for an entire spread. So all of the cards that I've done typewritten journaling on for this spread, I used the same piece of scratch paper with the same tape on it for all 3 of them. So I'm just adding a few short notes about some events that happened during this week to this tag, and then I'm going to put it back on that grid card to the left. And that's a We Are Memory Keepers Typecast typewriter that I'm using, and I really love it. I'm really glad that I splurged and bought it for myself. Okay, so now I'm just thinking about embellishing. Now that I have my journaling down and I know what space I have left, I'm thinking about what else I want to add. So I'm going to start with this little tab at the top of this card, and I was looking, I thought maybe I would put something about birthday, since the journaling is about Jesse's birthday that happened on the Monday of this week, but I didn't think there would really be enough space, and I didn't really have the letters for anything that would fit, so I just decided to use the numbers for how old he is. He turned 42 on this Monday, so I just added 42 to the top, and I thought originally I would use that little word strip, but it just doesn't fit on the card anymore, so I'm gonna leave it like this, add a couple staples, and then that card is all done. So now I'm going to move on to this bottom card, and I have this photo of my passport. I got a passport for the very first time during this week, and I was very excited about it. And even though the photo was all nicely sized with the white borders, it didn't fit on the card. I didn't want to choose a different card. I really wanted to use this one, so I decided just to trim the photo down so that it would fit. So I'm just going to adhere it so that the captured phrase on the side still shows, and then I'm going to add this little word sticker that says "Let's Run Away" to the top. And at first I thought I would put it in that blank space. It's kind of hard to see on the video, but there's a blank space in the top, at the top of the card, but I decided to overlap it a little bit. I think it looks better that way. So I also added a leatherette heart sticker. That's that same kind of corally red color, so that brings it into the spread in another spot. And now I'm just going to add a couple lines of journaling, just saying how I got my first passport on Thursday of this week. For this one, I added just the title of a concert that we went to, and I'm going to add the date that we went with my roller date stamp at the top of the card, and then I'm going to simply glue down this little die cut heart and add a staple and call that one good. Now for this one, I really wanted to use this cork piece, and looking back, I think it looks just fine where it is, but it was bothering me at the time. I didn't think it worked, and I couldn't find another place for it on the spread. You'll see I try again to fit it on, but it just doesn't work. So I'm going to use one of these phrase stickers instead. And at first I think maybe I can use them both, and I try and fit them both on, but there really wasn't room. So I'll lift it up and center it on the photo, and the phrase just says, "The struggle is real." So here I'm going to center it on the photo, and then I'll just write a little bit of journaling underneath it, just about how I spent Friday and Saturday sick in bed and had to miss Pup Tales at our library, and also a band practice, and that it's all due to my terrible immune system. Which is true. I have a terrible immune system. So I'm just going to finish the journaling and then keep this one really simple and just call it done. So I'm going to keep this card really simple too. I'm just going to adhere the photo to the background and then add this little word phrase die cut that says much needed. And this is just a picture of some allergy medicine that Jesse had purchased for himself since he is starting to experience allergy symptoms. It's definitely allergy season around here. So that one is all done. I didn't even add a staple to that one. For this one, I'm using a little tab, but I really just wanted the part of it that says I love you. So I just cut off the bottom part, and then I'm going to glue it to this label just to make sure that I get the spacing correct, and then add the label to the photo along with a little die cut heart and a staple, and then I'll just do my journaling right on the label. And I'm just writing about how, since I was sick, Jesse actually took Abby to Pup Tales, which is a Read to a Dog program at our library that she participates in every month. And she loves it, and she's so good at it. So I love to document that. For this photo, I'm just going to add another little label to the top, and it's the same style label, so that adds some more continuity throughout the spread as well. And then this little die cut phrase bit that says really, since it's a picture of snow in our backyard on April 16th of this year, and I'm writing about how Jesse's always saying that he can remember a time when there was snow on his birthday, and this year it actually snowed on his birthday, so he doesn't have to remember back too very far anymore. And then I'm just going to add a staple to the top, of course, and then that one's all done as well. So the only thing I have left is this card with the tag on it, and I knew that I wanted to add hidden journaling. I just wasn't sure how I was going to do it. So I stepped away for a minute and gave it some thought, and eventually I decide to grab some washi tape. This is a really skinny washi roll from, I think it's Simple Stories. It's a Reset Girl washi, and I'm just going to cut a little piece of it and add it to the side of the tag so that I can turn it over, kind of flip it up. So I'll have to take the card out of the pocket in order to read the journaling, but that's just fine with me. I just wanted to make sure that the story was documented. It's not something that I want really everyone to read, or that I'll even want to read myself. And I am going to keep that private since it was kind of a sensitive subject. So I've just added some washi tape on the inside so that that tag stays completely secure. And that's going to pretty much do it for this spread. There are some close-up photos coming up, and you'll see that the only thing I changed is that I added a little bit of twine to that tag. So I hope you've enjoyed this spread and this video, and please do give it a thumbs up if you found some inspiration here, and be sure to subscribe to my channel if you want to be notified when I upload new videos. Thanks so much for watching.